my family does is they have pets give other pets presents.
That is the cutest thing I've ever heard in my entire life.
Okay, so that's...
Cobb, what is your feeling on that?
Neutral.
Because my
So I didn't know if,
like it.
Yeah, I knew you wouldn't like it.
He knew I wouldn't, but if Ka, you're neutral and Millie is pro,
I'm neutral.
so we represent the full spectrum of this.
Yeah. It's just I was curious if it was something other people's families did, but apparently it is not. But yeah.
Hi everybody.
So, like,
sometimes...
Welcome to Theme Party. Please, Millie, weigh in publicly. Just know that it's on the record now.
Sometimes my family would have presents come from the pets. So our family dog would sometimes give Ozzy, our family dog, would sometimes give me a Christmas present under the tree.
Yeah. My mom started doing that with our pets as like, because effectively my mom will buy a lot of stuff, like a lot of just little things. And she feels weird having her name on all these presents, so she started having our brothers and sisters like gift it to us, and then now that my sister, like, we all live in different houses and have pets and stuff like that, now like other pets will gift to other families' pets and such like that, you know.
I want to thank you guys.
No, my mom has done that before.
That you gave us. This is the kind of high quality content that you're
talking about. We're talking about dogs and cats. They want to hear this more than anything we're going to roll dice for tonight.
Oh my God,
they have the ability to give gifts.
When Liv shows her new dog on oh my God, people love it so much.
Did you notice that, like, Dan for the last episode of Formation Nation decided he was just not going to participate and he was just going to sit there holding a dog the entire time and take all the praise for that not say
but it's
anything?
Also like Dan's watching a dog, so it's like it's not even his all-time responsibility. I'm so unlikable because I don't like dogs, you guys. It's like
I'm going to roll for regifting.
Yeah, I mean, you have a lot of the traits of
like
success.
I regifted the shit out of this thing. 17.
There you go. Excellent regifting.
You have a lot of the traits of villains in movies. That is true.
God. But here's the thing. Do you understand how attracted I am to people who don't like dogs? Let's speaking of attractive, let's open up the Lost Taverns.
I'm gonna just stick with D20 Dwarven.
D20 Dwarven has not been drawn. The odds get better and better. This gets easier and easier as it goes.
I have been keeping track of what
you don't have to. Yeah. I will tell you that last Wednesday, Dan did get one right, and everyone hates him.
Now I have to get it right.
Okay,
if he got one right, I have to get it right.
So Millie, he hasn't got one right. He's gotten 4 in a row right.
No, there was one in the middle. He had 3, then 1. He had 3, then a fail, then 1.
It's
absurd. Yeah,
it's absurd.
Surges something inside of me.
People who are prone to
correct.
not like the sort of like to not be a fan of handsome arrogance do not care for Dan's performance. In
general.
In this.
That's an in general feeling of his performance.
Yes, Cruella de Vil Sophia is my dream woman. Cruella de Vil. Oh my God. She's so stylish and she wants to murder dogs.
Look,
and she's fancy and she's signed me up.
To be fair, Emma Stone was a real good looking as Cruella.
Not talking about Emma Stone here. Talking about the cartoon one.
What about Glenn Close?
That's right.
More in the zone. Close. I'm not, and for the record, I'm not talking about Emma Stone, but in my mind, I'm talking about the cartoon when she's driving angry. The cartoon when she's in full Nicolas Cage mode.
I was hoping you make a Drive Angry reference.
I tried to, yeah.
Yeah.
All right, here's what's been drawn, or here's what remains. Here's what remains.
So we've never seen the rails in this show. It is amazing to me how off the rails we start every episode of Theme Party.
This is the normal banter. It's fun. This is just what
we've never been on a train. We're on like a hovercraft.
If you want to see trains, though, join us on Fridays for Blood from a Stone, Dreadland Express, where we're on a train. Have I ever told you guys about my Santa Claus train story? Never mind. I'll do it another time. It's what I deem as my best joke, and other people don't like it. All right, real quick. 1 year
says the villain.
One year for Christmas, my aunt got a bunch of like puzzles for us to do. You know, just like when we were all hanging out. This is like I was like 30 at this point, but you know this is like before all my cousins started having kids. So this was kind of like one of the like adult, like we're all adults just hanging out, giving each other Apple Watches or whatever Christmas. And she got all these puzzles for us to do, which was great.
That's a nice gift.
I was just
your cousin Apple Watch
no,
for?
it was.
I love my cousins very much, but
no,
those assholes are getting other shit.
I just meant like I meant it was like fancy tech. I mean it wasn't, you know.
Well, when Philip goes back home to the estate, this is what happens.
Oh, the estate.
This is this is one of my inherited family Apple Watches. You can
For
tell
the kids,
by
they give the Apple
this beautiful
Watches.
silicone band.
Yeah. For the adults, they gift each other Patek Philippe's. Yeah.
No, they were or like giving each other like phone battery brick chargers. Okay, the point is, my aunt had for us a puzzle, and the puzzle depicted Santa Claus driving. It was kind of like, you know, like very like Norman Rockwell looking, but it was Santa Claus in the steam engine of a train that was full of presents. So it was Santa Claus taking a train of presents.
Like the Polar Express kind of thing?
And yeah, but so the point is, people were like, why is Santa like driving a train in this picture? And I said, it's because of Santa, like that's like Santa's like most famous thing. And I proceeded to sing, here comes Santa Claus on his famous train. Here comes Santa Claus on his famous train.
I dissociated for a minute right before you started singing, so I missed, I think, an integral part to the story.
You did not.
You did
not.
And then it continued like this.
Integral to the story at all.
It continued like this. Santa Claus is known for one thing, that's for riding on trains. That's the lyric I was most happy with. The point is, no one in my family laughed, but I found this very funny. And I think about it all the time. And every time I hear,
dissociate again. And
every time I hear "Here Comes Santa Claus," what I'm thinking in my brain is "Here comes Santa Claus in his famous train." And the part that I love is Santa Claus is known for one thing, that's for riding on trains. And I want to say this around a child and confuse them for a while. That's my joy. That's my dream. I want a kid to be like, well, oh, okay, so Santa Claus is a train thing. Got it. And I'm like, haha, kid, you're gonna be wrong when you talk about this later. All thanks to a puzzle I did 8 years ago.
I thought you were going to be so much younger when you...
No, I was like 30. Santa Claus is known for one thing, that's for riding on trains. So everybody climb aboard, let's ride on Santa's train.
I feel like I'm way more accomplished at 31 than you were at 30.
Yeah, did you write a song that good? I don't think so, because no one has. Eras Tour, my foot. All right, so...
Watch over your shoulder. Tay-Tay's coming for you.
You know what? I'm fine with it, because if I sing that song, a musical genius such as Taylor Swift will appreciate it.
What's left? I need to beat Dan.
Okay. Well, you're gonna have to pick five to beat Dan. But it would be. But if you can win one tonight, it would be great. Okay. Here is what remains of the cavern spiders. There is but one die remaining. 'Tis a D12. So there are 6 cavern spiders have already appeared, and there's one D12 out there. Of the dwarven hammers, 5 dice have been pulled. All we are missing is the D10, and yes, Pierce, the D20. Of those rascally gems, only 4 have been pulled. There are 3 options that you could get, being the D8, the D percentile, and the D12. So, remaining is gems, percent, D8, D12.
D8 gem.
D8 gem. Pierce, you're going with.
I'm just gonna keep doing it until I get, because at least then I'll be right one time. Except that Dan will guess this on Friday.
It'll be here when you're not here. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So you're gonna say hammer D20. Ka, would you like
Spider-Man?
The spider D12. Now, there is a possibility as we get towards it, because there's going to be 3 windows here that will not have those dice. They'll have the other special dice. So you guys also could get screwed by being like, this is so unfair, it's just not even a thing we knew existed. But here is like open D16, or door 16.
Okay.
What do we got? Pierce?
Did I do it?
Pierce, you have done it.
Hey!
Dwarven Hammer D20.
I'm proud of you.
Pierce has called it. I shall roll.
For that. Oh.
The first roll. Oh, if it was Friday, it would be so good. It was a 13.
There you go.
Which means you get all his power back.
Yeah, no, or I just would have done a horror search on them.
Oh, no.
I'm gonna do another. I'm gonna stall for not stall. We're not stalling. I'm just gonna kill more time. So Pierce, earlier you were talking about the mysterious fake Lego store.
Oh yes,
on the grass outside of an apartment building.
Oh yeah. So Millie, just real quick, there's basically like a couple blocks from where I live, there was just a Lego store, like a table one day, and it just had a big yellow Lego bag, and just on that table were like dozens of boxes, like full Lego sets in boxes that seemed to be new. And I sent a picture of that to Philip and asked, do you need me to look for anything? And then I was like, jokingly, and then I came back and it was Wednesday. It was 4 days later. It was Wednesday in the middle of the week. They were out there. So it was like a shop that was operating for like a few weeks just on someone's lawn. And then it started getting weird because when Philip actually went there, they had added animal portrait rugs, as I told him, or just like hanging on like a clothesline. It has a real these stuff fell off the back of a truck.
I drove there. I mean, while I was running an errand. It was somewhat out of my way, but I popped over there while I was out and about. And drove past it, and I sort of idled near it, and I looked at it, and I was just like, I basically rolled a detect vibes, and I did not care for it. I did not care for the feeling was off. So I decided to not get out of my car. And I think I made the right decision because it was scary.
I think you did, too.
But speaking of weird acquisitions of Legos, a friend of mine was recently clearing out a storage facility. And I've already gotten a few Legos out of this storage locker that this person has had. These were things purchased by, like, exes and things and whatever over the, kind of collectors things would just kind of... So he kind of said to me, hey, you want some Legos? And I was like, yeah, sure. He gave me 3 Lego sets. I'm going to show them to you guys now because some of these Lego sets are crazy. These are all from the year 2016. And this is from a line called Lego Elves. If you notice, these are not normal Lego minifigures. These are these like specialized, like more like tall, like I think this is like aimed at girls more than boys, basically. But this is the shadow castle of some character from an Elves. But like I like the design of that castle. That's cool. The minifigures.
I want it.
Well,
I want it.
It's apparently
that looks so fun.
And then I have yet another Elves. I also got this one, which is the secret marketplace, and it includes.
Those look so cool.
It includes a dragon. So yeah, but there's
a dragon.
As you can see, this sort of the design of these figures, they're more like elongated and, I guess more.
I like that you have this dragon now because we have not gone to the castle world yet.
That's true. Although
that's exciting.
It would be a tough thing for me because I would probably use the traditional. There behind me here. I do, I have I bought it for Lost Lore Academia. I have a like vintage 90s, 80s castle.
Oh, of course.
But so I was like, well, those will be just some fun sets to build because I'll do any Legos. Why not? But this one, I've actually read about this one of late, and I was like, this is crazy that this was just sitting at a storage facility. This is the Disney Castle.
Oh.
4,000 pieces? Do you see how tall this is? Those are minifigures at the bottom. But this is the one from 2016, so you can tell when these things were purchased and how long they've been in a storage locker. But this one, because they just ended this and did a new one that's pretty much the exact same castle, just I think it's like 600 pieces larger, but it comes with all the princesses. Which...
I'm obsessed.
No offense to the princesses, but personally, if I have a Disney castle, I kind of would rather have Mickey and Minnie and Donald and Daisy myself.
That's fair.
It's a valid criticism, but I think you're incorrect.
You'd rather have the princesses?
Yeah.
No delay on that.
You'd rather meet a princess at Disneyland than Mickey Mouse?
Yeah.
Minnie Mouse?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or Chip and Dale?
I'm not sure why Chip and Dale would be at Disneyland, but...
Not a Chip and Dale. Chip and Dale. Just a couple of squirrels.
Are they squirrels? I thought they were chipmunks.
They're chipmunks.
This is an unreleased thing, but I'll say it anyway.
You did not say the character that I would drop everything, though, at Disneyland.
Is it an animationed... Wait, everyone we said is animated. Is it
Pluto or Goofy?
Is it a cute cartoon or is it like a human?
It's a cartoon.
So but is it an animal or a human? Is what I meant to ask.
It's an animal.
That doesn't really.
Who would it be? God.
I got Philip though. Philip is so intrigued.
I want to get this right. I want to get this right so bad. Okay, I'm gonna ask some questions because I can.
Are we playing 20 questions with this?
Is it a character who appeared in a feature film?
Who has appeared in a feature film? Yes, they have appeared in a feature film.
Is the origin of this character before or after the I'm not even going to I don't know the answer to this. I don't know the specifics. Is this character's appearance before or after you were born? First appearance.
Oh, before.
Okay. Fuck, damn it, shit. The way you said before means it's old. You should you can guess, you can steal. You can swoop in and steal, that's fine.
Is Donald Duck?
Donald Duck.
Donald Duck's in my set I just showed you.
He's in it? I didn't see that he was in it.
I literally said, here's Mickey and Minnie and Donald and Daisy. Look, they're all there.
It's the whole original crew there.
I love that they just were like, we're gonna make this a double date situation and not include Goofy.
Well, also, I like that they were very clear. This house belongs to Minnie and Mickey, and they're inviting some friends over.
But
yeah,
also,
they invited their friends.
I just have always thought that Donald and Daisy, like I get that they're not related. Like, I get that Duck's a common surname, but like, guys,
Wait.
I don't know.
You think all Minnies are related?
They're both mouse, right?
Yeah, but they're mice. That's just what mice do. That's fine. It's like mouse is the South. I'm saying among the ducks, it's weirder.
So you thinking that ducks, which is one of many species in nature that has propagated exclusively through rape, would not have.
Well, thanks for taking it there, Pierce. That's good. Thank you. Appreciate it.
They're the ones that you want to draw the line.
Donald Duck is the best Fab Five, Disney Fab Five character ever. That's the fun fact.
It's what Walt Disney said is his real. That's like, Walt Disney that's like my real. That's like my inner personality is Donald Duck. That's my true vibes.
I feel that.
Yeah.
I feel that.
He is just. Because it's interesting, in earlier stuff, Mickey was a little bit more, like, mischievous, but then they were like, nah. They were like, nah, Mickey will just kind of be kind of a nerd. Although I like Mickey anyway. I'm on board with it.
Everybody loves Mickey Mouse. Like, come on.
That's why they made Mickey Mouse the way they did, right? Not make him
mischievous. Yeah, everybody loves Mickey Mouse.
That, I think there's also a smart thing where, like, that's to, like, then Mickey and Bugs are the same character, right? And they are different characters now, and I know that Mickey predates Bugs, but like,
yeah. Wait, what current cartoons? Sophia's asking if I've seen the current cartoons. I apologize for all of this intro stuff here right now. Do you want to mention who's your favorite animated character? Is it somebody who's behind you on your wall?
Oh, yes. If you want to know my favorite animated character, it's over here, Ichino Seshiki from Idolmaster Cinderella Girls, who I have full Ita bag for. Oh, you can't.
That's
see
very cute.
Yeah.
That was really cute. Like that, just like the way that you just got your face lit up and everything. That was really cute.
I liked that. What was especially fulfilling about that was that, like, what was this character from? Idolmaster
Cinderella Girls.
Like that is a title. There are so many worlds out there.
Well, that is clearly a title that was translated into English. You know what I mean? Like,
that's actual title in Japan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but like that's like I'm just saying, like, there are so many worlds out there.
Yeah.
And there's something out there for everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's a bunch of cousins dating each other in the Disney universe, or Santa Claus driving around on his famous train. There are certain things that just bind us all together. Like the Lego elves.
Why does Goofy get to be like a normal functioning member of society and then Pluto is his dog? Why does the dog have
This
a
is
dog?
a long-standing debate, Pierce, that we don't have time for because
It seems like we have time for anything right now.
I do remember.
Yeah, why are we doing this? Why
I don't know. We're
not
not like Kevin can't make it tonight, so it's not like we're stalling. We're just I feel like there was just stuff to talk about. I wanted to show off these crazy Lego sets because I'm gonna get to build a Lego castle.
So it's your fault, Philip.
It is. But listen, if I had gotten the castle with all the princesses, I'd also be happy. But personally, I'm very happy to have a little Mickey Mouse, Minnie Mouse, Donald, and Daisy. And they can go on a double date. And I don't know, maybe they'll all be drinking some of Tinkerbell's like wine, and they'll be like, I don't know, maybe like are we gonna like, you know, like I don't know, maybe Daisy and Mickey are gonna like they're gonna have that when I role play it in the castle.
Are you calling them? I don't want to say this on
do not bring that.
I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say that word on Twitch.
What word? Swingers?
You have activated.
Is that the word?
You have activated the nuclear launch codes.
I think.
I also like the movie Swingers.
Here's what
I
think.
Jon Favreau, master of all of Disney's universes, debut features Swingers.
You're right. Also, I could stream the build of that. That's true. I sort of want to stream builds of these, but no. All I'm trying to say is that in the 100 years of the existence of these characters, I feel like at one point, like Mickey and Daisy were like, okay, the way this won't be weird is if Minnie and Donald also, you know. That's all.
Is this, guys, how you feel when I start calling bats birds?
No, I like when you call bats birds. It's funny. I think, and based on your reaction, I don't think you like this. I think this is bothering you. I feel like Daisy and Mickey.
Stop ruining the integrity of these Disney characters that are innocent and wonderful and beautiful.
I'm not being weird. I'm not letting Goofy be a part of any of this. Goofy's not involved. It's fine. What I'm doing isn't weird.
Goofy's the floating third.
Goofy's not welcome. Goofy got really drunk at a party once, and there was Goofy made passes at like everyone there, and especially Pluto, and that was weird. People were like, but they're all dogs. I don't know what's happening. The point is, it was bad.
Philip, I need your brain to stop.
I just feel like, can't you imagine that Daisy and Mickey really have a lot to say about Donald? Be honest with me. Don't you think they could have, like, there's a commiseration they could have where Daisy's like, sometimes I just want a guy who's not gonna, like, have steam come out of his ears and have a little devil horn show up and cause trouble. Like, I don't know, Mickey.
Donald doesn't always feel that way.
He doesn't always, but he does a lot. Donald embarrasses Daisy so much. Donald causes so many problems for Daisy, and I just think maybe on some level she's like, Mickey, you're like a reliable guy.
Are you?
Whereas Minnie, on some level, is like, God, sometimes I do just want to hook up with an angry duck. I want an angry fuck from an angry duck. And she thinks it, and it's fine. And it's like, I'm saying the four of them are very close, and I don't think it would ruin their friendships or relationships. That's what I'm saying. If on occasion they all go on a trip somewhere and just some things happen.
I feel like you've thought about this too much.
So, I get a call from Walt Disney himself telling to stop this shenaniganery. I'm coming down there to stop you myself.
It's fine. I know. I mean, I just feel like the stuff I'm saying is not that crazy. Okay. I just feel like what I'm saying, I just think you could make like a really interesting, like small scale movie just with the four of them, like in a vacation house, just like, it's like a play, you know, it's like a David Ives play, where they're just having this like very, you know, like an Alan Ackerman.
Animals.
They're not Pluto. No one's like, Pluto's an animal. They're like
morphic.
Yeah, they're I don't know.
I'm really concerned for you.
I don't think you
and your state right now. And if you need anything, you can always call one of us. Okay, as long as you don't. Talk
every
about
single
this.
other.
I get that this
meme.
If I were saying this on a Friday night, the reaction would be very different.
That is true. That is true. You would have a lot more support.
Oh my god, they would just.
Whereas, like,
but see, here's the thing though. Here's where they would do it wrong. They would turn it into like gross sex joke. It's like this is not. I mean, like it's sex. I'm talking about sex. Okay, it's fine, but that's not the whole point. There's deeper things going on. I want a really like adult and like.
My problem is that you're talking about Mickey, Minnie, Donald, and Daisy. Like if you were talking about a different thing, I would probably be more okay with it. But I really hate the like sexualization of Disney characters.
And I'm not
because most of them are underage.
Yeah, these 4 aren't. They're not underage. These 4 are they're all in their 30s. You've been to Toontown. They all own houses.
They do all.
They're not in the 30s,
which makes them boomers.
That means they're in their 30s,
boomers.
and it's from a while back. They must be. They're in their. They're very old by now. But the point is the lifestyle that's being depicted.
You can't say that they're 30 and they own houses. You just disproved that.
No, that's how you know it's a fantasy.
Because in Toontown, on a minimum wage job, you can own a house. That's why Toontown's a great place.
Goofy straight up doesn't have a minimum wage job. He just has.
Hey, Philip, I do have a question.
Goofy inherited his house. It's the best. Yes, please go ahead.
What happened last week on this game?
I know you're trying to get us back in the rails, but I really need Millie to get on my wavelength here, and Millie is very upset by what I've said.
I'm just concerned that 3 people have left. Three viewers have left.
I understand. And to those viewers, I say, I apologize that you were here to begin with. I'm so sorry for what's going on. You stumbled into something and it was never our intention. Okay. What happened last week in this game? The group discovered a temple chamber. They wound up having multiple fights, triggered largely by the strange silver box that appeared in Filian's eyes. That was telling him to update his I had
to grab the red jewel,
which was EYEOS, which I'm sure has been used in something, but we're all very happy with iOS. And he, so he basically, then he finally got a blue eye of death. So while he inadvertently blasted open a column which exposed, so on one side there was an octopus, on another side there was an alligator. You guys managed to have them have a fight. Treason did a lot of stabbing and cutting and murder. Jim did some alligator wrestling because he went into something called Florida Man mode. But then at sort of the behest of Dr. Holden Thane, Jim had...
the problem you just reminded me of, so sorry to jump off of the rails. Is we don't have
Pierce, I tried.
We don't have a claimed sex doctor, Dr. Holden Thane here to put his input on this.
New York Times best-selling sex doctor, Dr. Holden Thane.
He would have so much to say about.
This is the problem: is that we don't have a claimed sex doctor, Dr. Holden Thane, here to input on this.
So we'll revisit this next week.
Put a pin in it.
Yeah, we'll put a pin in this. We'll circle back around
much like
once we have
Daisy
the doctor
said
in the
to
house.
Mickey. Yeah, boy. Okay, so the point is, as we,
I've been on board with you so far. This is where I stop.
That's a reference to the pin collecting at Disneyland. You know how it's all about collecting pins at Disneyland? Say a reference to that, and not anything else.
You're making it worse.
So much worse.
Because at first it was an organ, and now it's actually a stabbing implement.
Guys, let's not worry about it too much.
So glad I took us off the rails, but I just really
you did that. We were. It was the only weird sex stuff that was gonna come up was the Commodore might refer to Treason as good girl again. That was as weird as things we're gonna get. But now we're wondering, has Mickey ever called Minnie good girl? That's a weird question.
No, 100% he has. That's not a question.
But it also...
Yes, absolutely. He absolutely has.
He has, but he might have done it in a he might have just meant that she was being you're sure being a good girl, man. Not like a weird way. Whereas if Donald did it, God, I wish I could do a good Donald Duck voice. If Donald called someone good girl, it is like, oh my God, this duck is trouble. Oh my God. 50 Shades of Feathers. Oh no. I'm sorry, Melly.
My stomach hurts.
You're not sorry.
My stuff.
Not in the least bit sorry.
Oh, wow.
It's just because you.
It's because what?
It was the voice. I was not ready for the voice.
All right, I'm being told to shush by chat. I think this is This Duck is Trouble, a biography of a Disney adult. That is a great title, Sophia. Oh my God, This Duck is Trouble. Oh man, I like that a lot. I also, and at some point, here's the thing. As funny as this is, if I start talking about the sex lives of the Disney princesses, that's where things actually probably will get too weird.
Yeah, because they're underage.
I mean, I'd be talking about them all after they're married, like 10 years on or so. But yes, that's a good point.
Not Elsa. Elsa isn't.
Because
Elsa and Anna are like two of the only ones that are not underage. And Rapunzel turned 18 in her movie.
That's right, she did. I love Tangled so much. Oh my God, Tangled's so good. I was talking about I went to a Disney princess breakfast actually with Lauren. I went to the princess breakfast with her one time when she was out here visiting. We went to Disneyland, and I asked the princesses some questions, and they weren't like bad questions, but they clearly weren't interested in two adults.
Yes, that happens.
I asked Belle who would win the fight.
Well, I just want you to know that Lauren and I would absolutely book club that Duck is Trouble book. If it
you guys would so read that book. That's the thing. You're here shaming me for all this, but if I was like, hey, oh my God, I should write that. Oh my God.
You mean the T-Dit series? Yeah, I'm a big fan of the T-Dit series.
I should write a book about oh my God, I'm going to do it. I'm going to write some like horny fanfic about some like slightly altered names of a mouse couple and a duck couple who go on a weekend and have like a weird like sexual adventure together. And you guys, you're gonna shame me right now, but you're gonna read it, and you might hate it because it probably won't be smutty enough. It'll be way too cerebral for your interests. It'll be way too much about them talking about it'll be all about like what really comes out is how mad Minnie is about how Mickey wasn't there for her when her dad died. That's really what it's gonna be about, and the sex is like the sex is just a part of it. And Mickey's like, sorry, man, I'm just really not good in situations like that. I kind of freeze up when you're like, hey, help me clean out my dad's possessions. Ah!
Why do I get the feeling you actually made this pitch to someone at Disney and you're just venting about it? They didn't accept my genius. How dare they?
Oh my God.
This, I think, is a record. I think this is the longest we've gone. We've been talking for 42 minutes.
You got us onto it. And then Millie took us off of it.
Did no such.
No, you got us back on. You were like, let's get on the rails, and I got on the rails, just like Santa Claus on his famous train. But then Millie pulled us back off, and now I have to write a novel
that Lauren and I will read and say is not smutty enough.
Called This Duck is Trouble, and you guys are gonna be like, it's all well and good, but we need more sex scenes in this book.
I'll have you all know I have nothing to do with any of these conversations.
You're saying, I'd like to be on record saying I'm not involved in this conversation.
I'm surprised you're still here, Kyle. I'm surprised you're still here, Kyle.
Oh my God.
What else am I going to do on a Monday night?
So, last week, our heroes inadvertently released 2 guardian sea monsters, which was correct for the trench. As we all know, one Commander Boomerang Outback, the most American crew member aboard Shark One.
He's like an Outback Steakhouse.
He's very Outback Steakhouse. Bangs, what is Bangs' name?
Bangs Finn.
Bangs Finn. Bangs Finn is Australian. But Commander Boomerang Outback, not so Australian. The point is, the group managed to pit two sea monsters against each other, escape through a secret passage that they remembered from being present in a similarly laid out room aboard Mai Tai Isle, and thanks to some fancy swimming and grabbing by one Jim Normal Guy, they collected two magical locks that had been locking up these creatures within these columns through some sort of strange magic. And by the law of fetch quest style video games, this is all they needed from this room to advance the storyline. So, having acquired these two mystical relics, gotten through all of the PCI plot contrivance interference in this area, they have managed to destroy the sea monsters, escape the temple, and get back aboard their shark scouts, blue, 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 and these even spin, you know, and venture back out into the depths of the dark trench, where Shark 1 awaits them. But though they have dealt with the evil Ray Hunter, who is currently floating ass up somewhere, Captain Hydrosaw still lurks in the depths with his Hydrosaw and electric hook. That is what happened last week. Also, the blue eye of death, but you're basically you did a system update, so your eye's working now. Yeah. And Dr. Holden Thane used science to blast the cavern, so it has collapsed on the monsters. So yeah, there you go. That's everything.
And that's what you missed on Glee.
That's what you missed on Glee.
This feels like an episode of One Piece, where the first 10 minutes of the episode is a recap of the previous episode. Then you would get 20 minutes of content for the new episode. 10 minutes of content for the new episode.
Or it's like any reality show, where it's like,
yeah, more or less.
Like those, yeah. I've occasionally watched Real Housewives with friends, and like that show is nothing but previously ons and the commercials that tell you what's about to happen after this break, and then it's just that it's like I think there's actually only 20 minutes of actual content that isn't repeated. So that's what happened. You guys are aboard Shark Scouts.
That's right, we made it back.
If you actually, Jim rolled pretty high on the navigation, so I'll even say that Jim, if you want to, you can simply like just guide everyone straight to the. You know where the Shark 1 is, so unless you want to go somewhere else, we can sort of say that you are approaching it, and we will resume there. Unless you want to guide them elsewhere.
This ain't a Cancun holiday or anything, so we're just gonna go back to the Shark place.
Oh, Jim.
The Aussies.
Perfect. So yeah, you guys head back to the to Shark 1, which again, God, what a cool design. All my weird joking about Disney characters aside, like that's so cool. It's got little, you know what? Oh yeah, well, okay, it's a little old, but it does cool stuff. I want to show off.
It's
the
so
magnet.
cool.
I think I've showed the magnet before, right? How it like.
Whoa.
Yeah, so you swoop it down and pick it up off the ground. It's pretty fun. So as you
how do they work?
Get back magnets, how do they work? As you guys get back into Shark 1, we will sort of do a Star Wars style wipe across frame, and you see that your beanie headed shark crew are back here. You guys could take off your pressure suits at this point. So for you, Jim Normal Guy, will put back on your closest to a bowl haircut we can find, and you guys are all now sort of back to your usual fun selves.
Hooray!
Bum. And Commander Boomerang Outback will say, "Well, crikey, you guys got back quick. Did you see any sea monsters?"
You were correct. There were several sea monsters.
Oh!
They are dead now. Or sleeping, or something.
Oh,
they're
they're
incapacitated.
Oh, that's good. They're sleeping with the fishes. Well, that's what everything does down here. But Oh, wow. Well, that's a bonzer outcome, y'all. Real bonzer.
I don't think so. Whatever that means, I don't think so.
It just means good.
Also, it was quite trying.
Oh, understood. Well, now that we're down here, as we sort of, as you guys suggested, we're going to do a little mining. Because you said we should come down here. If you've destroyed some sea monsters, maybe that means it's safe to mine for a while. So, we're going to take back the suits you loaned us, but why don't you guys rest here aboard the ship? I'm going to just stay on board, everybody. I'm going to let my crew go do it. I'm just going to delegate, and I'll stay on board. And you guys can go out there and maybe mine. She'll say, so you sure there's no sea monsters left?
I mean, there's probably more. There's always another sea monster.
Well,
lurking in the depths.
Yeah.
Well, there's 2 less. So.
Yeah,
there should be 2 less.
You guys will be fine. 2 less.
Down.
So, like, the odds are in your favor. Yeah. Go ahead. All right. Well, come on, lads. G'day. So the crew, they will sort of put on their dive suits and head out. If you guys would like to rest, you can do so. If you'd like to do anything in this time, you could also do that instead. But we're gonna basically you're gonna get the opportunity to rest for maybe not a full 8 hours, but a few hours to regain some power.
If we rest for a few hours, how much power will we regain?
You regain 1 power an hour, so it's like 3 or 4 depending on how long a rest we take. But it kind of is up to. Are there any activities anyone wants to do, or are you guys happy to just like collapse and sleep and will?
Treason wants to take a nap with Quill.
Understood.
Treason is tired. She did a lot of slashing.
Time to cuddle. Abandon all pretense of cruelty. Affection.
The only time you're affectionate.
Jim's already face
puff up
down
and be a
in
good
a pillow.
Jim is already face down in a pillow. Well, you say face down, I say
yeah,
ass up. But as the crew take a rest, are you going to rest as well, Philion?
Yes, I'm very, very tired.
You get older and older.
You get older and older every session.
Okay,
and by the end, I will just be dust. Just a swirling cloud of dust.
So in other words, what we're saying is that on this game that we bill as Theme Party, you guys are doing the least party-tastic thing, and you're just... No, it's a slumber party. Never mind. Sleep party, it's fine. We'll also say...
My sleeping... I've switched from my wizard's hat to my sleeping cap.
Sure, sorry. Let me swap that for you. Okay. There you go.
They're identical, but one is for sleeping.
Yeah.
Whatever lets you sleep at night.
It does. It keeps the nightmares out.
Everyone's sleeping. Great. Dr. Holden Thane will sleep as well. So, let's go ahead and regain 4 power each.
Yes.
Right.
That takes me back to full.
A decent kind of, a decent sort of rest here.
We get like a full REM cycle.
Yeah. So as you guys all, yeah, exactly. Get a nice REM cycle.
Get a full REM.
But this also means I have an opportunity for a cutaway. Meanwhile, deep in the ocean, in the dark depths, so far below the surface, where the only light comes from mining lamps, bioluminescent fish, and other unstandard sources. As the sharks do their mining. G'day? Several magics over their head, unseen in the gloom, float 2 figures. One, Mr. Mutt, with a rat on his face which gives him the ability to breathe water and exist at pressure, asks the other, Captain Hydrosaw says, "Silence. I don't know what you're saying, but I assume you're asking if we're going to attack." answer is not yet. We're not going to attack them down here. Not where I have the advantage. Not in the depths of the ocean. It's not stupid. It's because I'm so tough and so strong and so bad. I don't need the home field advantage. We're going to follow them wherever they go next and attack them when they're at their strongest. I've said my piece. Now come on. Let's go put rocks in our shoes so it's harder to fight them when the time comes to prove how tough we are. Arr! So, 4 hours have passed.
Four hours passed.
Huh.
Okay.
The miners return. Oh, actually, would one of you like to roll on behalf of the mining crew? It is just a D100 roll. Ka, why don't you give me a roll on behalf of these Australians, these bloomin' onions?
Bloomin' onions.
27.
A 27 for them is a hard success. So they do come back with... Oh my god, what am I doing?
This is one of my favorite parts of every episode, or every session, is this. It's him getting upset and then getting up to go to his class places to get a Lego.
You guys are awoken to sounds of cheers. To sounds of cheers. People shouting all sorts of Australian cheers. Like, Foster's! That's the knife! And if you emerge...
Are they getting maggoted?
Maybe. I don't know what that is.
That means they get so drunk.
Then yes. Oh,
yeah, getting maggoted.
You know what?
They get
Actually,
maggoted.
They are breaking out the bottled sodas. That was the one rule aboard this ship. You can drink the canned sodas, but the bottled ones for special occasions. They're drinking out the bottled sodas, and Commander Boomerang Outback's like, yeah, we did it, everybody! And as you all emerge into the hold of the Shark One, your friend Bang's fin turns around to reveal what they've mined. Ha-ha! Sea crystals. Ooh. All the way from 1996. These Mylar-wrapped Lego piece crystals are rad as hell.
1996? That's pretty new.
Yeah, it's not even 30 years old. It's just a little baby. It's not as old as Mickey, Minnie, and Donald and Daisy in the story I'm writing. So, as you guys, but they did a good job, thanks largely to Jim's role, and the crew is now back, having done some mining. And Commander Boomerang Outback says, I'm so glad I was brave and had brought us down here to do this mining. G'day, says his crew. He says, okay, we're going to go ahead and surface the Shark One and not like, kind of do anything too dangerous. We're not gonna what's it called? We're not gonna get greedy. Also, if you guys notice, those crystals, they fit inside of this thing.
Wow.
So you put that in there and then you pick it up. Haha. So like the miters put them in. I like Legos a lot. So.
Really?
A little. With that, is there anything you guys would like to do while you're down here in the depths of the sea? Any measures you'd like to take? Plans you'd like to discuss?
Assume they don't have shrimp on the bar because that sounds like a really bad idea in a submersible.
Nar. Yeah, no, nar Barbies. Also, we call them prawns. They're prawns.
Oh.
Call them prawns. Never call them shrimp. They're prawns.
Did we get everything we came for?
It's an interesting question.
I hold the two, what are they, locks?
You hold these two locks covered in magical symbols and runes, and treason, no roll required. You notice that the locks both have, kind of, in their shape, birds on them.
Quill, do you know anything about these birds?
Those are also bats. You empty-headed idiot. Bats.
But they're birds. They're like you. They fly.
Someday I'll finally be destroyed. That'll be a relief. Can't handle the inanity. Not all the time.
Alright, so I'm holding these two locks. I'm wondering if there's something I have to do with them. Like, you know those magic tricks where they put the two locks together or something like that? I'm just...
Well, you know something, Jim? Looking at your sheet, you spent a good deal of knowledge points on movie riddles.
Yeah.
And I would say that's a movie riddle type thing, so I'd like you to make a knowledge roll about movie riddles. Your 3 knowledges so far are 60 in movie riddles, 51 in D&D, and 10 in Semaphore.
Oh yeah, he wasn't a good Semaphore student, that's for sure. He forgot it all.
I love how different our knowledges are.
Yeah, knowledges are real different.
I rolled an 89.
An 89, so...
I spend a power to
You could
reroll.
spend a power to reroll, or you could simply leave it there.
Nah, I think for this one, Jim just half remembers the riddle, or he was really out of it.
So Jim, you're trying to do the magician's trick of like having like the rings go through, and it doesn't seem to be working. And in fact, every time you slam them together, we'll say that you do this a few times and it's a while before you realize that everybody's getting cold. And I'd actually like for, does anybody here have a look score of 75 or higher? Sorry, not look, listen. I'm so sorry.
Listen.
Listen, 75 or higher in listen.
No, but I do in look.
I know, I'm
Hey,
sorry. But this would be a listen situation.
Why don't I go ahead and spend 15 talent points? And indeed I do, Philip.
You're welcome to do that. Welcome and encouraged to do so. So, Filion, though you are our most aged character, well, not in terms of...
As long as it's on the left side, I hear great.
There we go. Also, this is the kind of thing maybe you would hear more, so this does make a little sense. As Filion, every time Jim slams these things together, it seems like it's making this like weird, like high-pitched ringing noise, but what you're actually hearing under the high-pitched ringing is a wicked, evil, almost like deathly whisper, screaming, "Die! Die! 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 Die!"
Okay.
Kind of
Zoom is cutting it out, so if you want to actually just speak what it's saying.
Die!
Die?
Die.
Yeah.
They heard me on. They heard me on.
There you
heard
go.
me on Twitch. Anyway.
Good old Zoom.
So that is what you're hearing, Filion.
I am, look, it may just be a declaration of some kind, but it does seem like there is a creature of some kind screaming die every time you bang that together.
Huh.
Don't all locks need keys? If there's anything I've learned over my years is that you have to put something inside of another thing to
Unleash it.
You very much have learned that.
Now look inside the
I've-
bottom
I've-
of the box. At the
I've worked my
keyholes.
way through a lot of keys in my time.
Hmm.
You've heard about the theme party. Get ready for the key party. So,
Right.
Jim, if you'd
That's
like
a
to...
Mega Block scam.
Yeah, boy. Oh, you're telling me. We had a different rhyming name for that. Jim, if you would give me an investigate roll as you
Investigate.
look at
Okay.
these things and try to see what is it you're looking for to see if they're if
To see if it's anything out of the ordinary from a normal lock.
understood. Perfect.
30, which is a hard success.
A hard success. Excellent. So make sure you check that box as you sort of peer around this. Also, Fillion, go ahead and check your box for listen because you
sure.
auto succeeded based on being high enough. I'll just whatever.
Oh, that's cool. Thanks.
Yeah, we'll do that. Jim, as you spent the points. I mean, come on. So Jim, as you inspect these locks, they definitely seem weird. The special effects on them are actually very good. I'll also say that now that you've got them here out of the water, maybe you've you've wiped them clean with some cloth or chamois or whatnot. I'm sure they have a lot of chamois aboard Shark One. They're shark-shaped chamois. But as you're sort of looking it over, the production value of these props is really high because not only do they have these weird, magic runes, as you shift them around, there must be little LED screens on them because there's little light up, or maybe there's hologram foil, but there seems to be energy is pulsing through them.
Huh. That's weird.
Can I
I'm trying to get what reference you're making with holofoil.
I'm just saying this is you going through your mind to either it's there's a little hologram foil on them and it's catching the light, or there's LED screens that are lighting up, or you're just something's fancy with these. It's not a magic card reference, sorry. Yes. But so they don't appear to be normal locks, which probably to your mind you're I wonder if they're electronic and there's an RFID code that you'd swipe, if you have an actual key. But with a hard success, as you sort of peer in, maybe using a pen light, there does appear to be a mechanism on the inside. So there probably, as Treason said, is a key you could stick in here, but perhaps there are other ways of unlocking them as well. Also, they're both currently unlocked because they were unlocked when the thing was broken, the chains unlocked. You could lock them if you wanted to, but...
Well, what do you think we do with these things?
All I know is do with a lock is put a key in it.
Well, yes, a lot of times I unlock locks magically. But
is there?
Oh.
Would this just be a magic roll to understand if there's anything magical happening here, Philip, or would I need a specific type of?
I think in this case,
arcane locksmithing.
I mean, you're going to get a normal success in arcane locksmithing will get you a lot, would get you an extreme success in magic,
Sure.
If you're going if you're going to have
Let's
that be
it.
a thing you're really smart about. Yeah.
I'll add a arcane locksmithing in there.
Oh my god.
And
what's he finding now in his collection?
Who knows?
Treasures untold.
I'm not the best locksmith, I think, so we're just gonna
How many wonders?
Okay.
Well, look at that stuff. Isn't it neat?
I know. That's how I feel about his Lego collection.
So this game is wonderful for me because my favorite thing about the Top Flight game is there's a character named Whisper that has to put sunglasses. Philip has to put sunglasses on before he speaks in her voice because of the magical sunglasses, the artifact level sunglasses that she got from us. But he often forgets to grab it before. So then he runs away screaming, fuck, fuck, fuck. It's my favorite part of every game we play. And this game is just that
the whole time.
So many times. Just constant.
It's just constant of him trying to find the right Lego.
Yep.
Oh, trying or succeeding?
Wow.
Magical locks in hands.
I was thinking they were more like the master locks, with the...
I also was thinking that, but these are the pieces I have.
Okay.
So, they're big and square, with giant keyholes and rivets.
Okay.
So I put 65 into arcane locksmithing.
Okay.
And I have rolled a 46, so a regular success.
Regular success, congratulations. Click that Click it or ticket. That's a campaign to make people wear seatbelts. So
That's correct.
As with a normal success, Filion very conveniently just always knows a lot of like the right stuff. And as you look at these, I also like the idea that you've had this knowledge the whole time, but this is the first time you've looked at the locks found in a magical undersea temple. Well, you guys had to take a nap, but as you look at it, Filion, you are very aware that these are enchanted locks. And given the decor of them with those bats/birds on the side of them, there is definitely some necromantic energy. So this is like multiple energy. Basically, the type of magic that was used to enchant these locks was necromantic in nature. You suspect that these locks were actually triggered to be released when those columns were disturbed.
Huh.
In other words, they were keeping whatever was within the column sort of chained up and sort of... You also suspect... I said it's an extreme of another thing. You also suspect that these might shrink things down when they're locked up. There might be some degree of like a minimus spell on them. Not a full 9th level, imprisonment spell, but like if something is locked by this, it can be small and can be stored in a smaller space and then can, expand when the lock is triggered to be open.
Okay.
Yes, they're magic locks.
Just regular magical locks. You find a magical key to insert into
Or
it.
an enchantment or a spell, or sometimes just the right word or phrase will open it.
You gotta insert it inside of the lock.
Look, sometimes, sometimes treason, sometimes words are enough, treason.
Actions are more.
All right.
But
Your
what about
lips
when
lie
you're
in a way
tied
your
up
body
and
never
and you're
does.
chained up and you have to unlock the lock with a key?
I mean, yes, a lot of times with a traditional lock, but like, for instance, with this lock here, I could just sort of speak, a magical phrase like "Alamora," and it might unlock. That is the key. It is a word key.
Roll up.
Treason.
Roll
A
up.
word key.
Sorry, you want me to roll
Maybe.
I was
a
gonna-
luck?
It's fine.
To see if I happen upon it.
No. But and as you say, it could be word. It definitely could be word keys, but it could even be like it could be any number of. I'm saying this in case I did not convey this earlier. Obviously, you're just saying whatever you're saying to them. But it could be any number of requirements could fulfill it. A touch, a word, a condition being met.
Yeah. All right. I guess we'll keep this just in case, I suppose. Here, you hold one of these, Filion, since you're the magic expert. And I just toss it casually at Filion.
Okay. So Filion has one.
Yeah, I have a lock now.
Okay. Olakamora.
All right. Perhaps we'll find a use for these. Maybe we can use them to trap whatever Birdmaster is behind all these birds that treason has seen.
Oh, I gave you the octopus one, the one that came with octopus.
Oh.
With specific animals. Or no?
There is no difference between them, but you can certainly remember which one was on which thing.
All right.
The locks don't one doesn't not have tentacles and the other doesn't have teeth on it.
Okay.
But you can tell, you can remember which one you grabbed from where.
All right.
Your rolls were high enough that I'll say that for sure.
Thanks to my alligator wrestling, I'll keep the alligator one as a memento for now.
Of course, yes. I don't think they are tied to the animals per se.
All right.
So we will not have to find an octopus or an alligator to use these. Again.
All right. I guess it's smooth sailing all the way up with no antagonists going to stop us.
Wait.
Like birds, you only go up.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, you've
Objectively
never
not true. I'm deep
never
under the
seen a-
ocean right now.
You've never
Yes, you
seen
have to go back up to get out.
You've never seen a hawk swoop
Dive.
down?
Yeah, but they go back up.
But they can
To
only go up.
fly, you have to go up.
Oh, to fly. Yes, I understand. I understand now. Yes.
Are you trying to mansplain too?
I don't know why. I think that's.
I'm
so
just trying to
funny,
understand.
I really, really do. No, birds
To
go
fly,
up.
you have to go up. Birds go up because they have to fly. And to fly, you go up.
It's not inaccurate.
I guess just treason. I just want to understand. So does you mean does that thing? If birds go up to fly, when like a falcon returns to its master's arm, is it falling?
How does it return to my arm? Quill, why haven't you ever returned to my arm? You're a bird. You haven't returned to my arm before.
Also, because I don't want to give you the satisfaction.
Not all birds.
Hashtag not all birds.
Hashtag not all birds. Oh no. Oh man.
Ruh-roh.
All birds.
Did you? Nothing. Let us ascend to the surface before we are crushed by another leviathan.
Well then, on that note, after celebrating their success, your good friends, your new allies, for mutual benefit, will rise back up through the waters. Eventually. Also, you guys do experience that weird, like, ear popping thing, you know? Like as the pressure's kind of going up, there's a like, whoa, oh, we're on an airplane. Jim, it's maybe more familiar to you and Dr. Holden Thane than it is to the others, but not unheard of to them. But yes, eventually you all emerge back up above the waves. Okay, the arm fell off. Rats. And Dr. Holden Thane, without him here, it's just kind of, he's just doing a lot of stuff without any whatever. He is, of course, able to bring the cruiser. Sort of,
I assume Dr. Holden Thane is just spending this entire thing just like head in his hand, just scanning the ocean, hoping something happens to not have to communicate with us.
Well, you know what? I'll even at that point, we have a. Actually, no. This makes perfect sense. I like this. Yes, Dr. Holden Thane has been. He's been kind of. He's just been reading stuff on the inside of his helmet. You know, he's doing like, just like project like books and texts and thing. So he's kind of he's had visor down this whole time. As you guys get back to the area, Bang's Finn is still carrying around this crystal because she's so proud. The commander will say, "Well, I gotta say, I'm glad that we wound up meeting with all of you. This was a big haul for us, and I'm glad that it sounds like you were able to get down there and acquire whatever it was you were trying to acquire. So this was a mutually beneficial thing. We're all friends, right?"
Yes, I don't.
Shake hands, indeed. Wait, why?
Called being mates.
Hands still
right, yeah,
held.
we're mates.
Wait,
We're mates.
wait, why
We're
were
mates.
we?
G'day,
What
mate.
were we seeking out anyway? Where's the next place to go?
I'm gonna say that Dr. Holden Thane will be the one who goes. Yeah, actually, let me analyze those. Let me analyze those locks.
Okay.
And,
Give him the.
You just have
alligator
birds
one.
on them. Everything has birds. Are you gonna like fight some bird person? Are we hunting a bird person?
Ooh, that's an interesting question, Philion. I would like for you to make a necromancy roll.
Oh come on.
Absolutely.
Just a bird person.
19. So that's a hard success.
You know that there is a vampire at the heart of all this, and as such, treason's term is not inaccurate. You guys are, in a sense, going after a bird person. not at all what she's saying, but what she's sort of half saying. You're also not going after like an anthropomorphic bird/bat. You're going after a person with some power and mastery over bats. But strictly speaking, yes.
Treason, in answer to your query, from what I have surmised, you are very wrong and yet very right. But I feel like
my entire life.
Yeah, I was about to say, I feel like that's how you go through your life. But I guess that's just what treason is.
It's exactly what treason is.
Hope we didn't need any radiation shielding when you scanned us, Doctor.
No, you're fine.
Okay.
And in our great wonders if a bird person is at the end of this. Oh, in the grand tradition of this game, when Kevin's not here, I just have him interpret the clues to get you to the next place, rather than you actually doing it as characters.
The last anytime we've had to advance in this, like, the people who could figure it out have been missing. So you've just, off camera, been like, and they figure it out.
I mean, honestly, I was going to prompt you guys to, like make additional rolls in here, because you've, so far, just done general investigations, but, like, to, like, interpret maps and things, but, you know what? Even though he's not here, let's have our sex doctor, put the birds and the bees together, as the case, or the bats and the belfries. So as Dr. Holden Thane analyzes these locks, and you guys watch from your bobbing on the surface, ride here in the Shark One, down from the clouds, via a beck and call, comes the cruiser. And you guys are able to, hop awesomely from one to the other. Once aboard the cruiser, and as you sort of wave goodbye to your allies Boomerang Outback and Bangs Finn and assorted others, g'day. Dr. Holden Thane then plugs his scans into his computer and begins to run some numbers, some simulation. And he will eventually sort of bring you guys all in as you sort of get seated. Jim, as you go back to your chair, you're kind of confused that, like, no, like, flight attendants came in the interim and cleaned everything out, you're kind of like, this isn't a very good service. But as you guys come in there, the good doctor will sort of summon you in and say, I think I've actually created, I think I have a map here.
I won't ask how, but sure. Where to next?
And he'll sort of put some buttons.
Did you draw this yourself? It's magnificent.
Well, no, this is a photorealistic rendering of, and he'll hit some buttons and you'll see that, like, on the hollow projections, he's analyzed all the runes. This isn't probably how it was gonna be, but since he's just doing it all off screen, he's analyzed all the runes and then put them out and then, like, mapped the runes onto, like, a massive, like, 2D model, which then he's wrapped into a 3D model that's giving you like a topographical map of the area. But I actually need. Go ahead, Treason.
I was say this is the most impressive map I've ever seen, and I have knowledge in obscure cartography.
It's true, you do. Make a roll on obscure cartography, actually. That's a good point.
I got a 20.
That's a hard success, or yeah, cool. With a hard success, Treason, you actually recognize a good deal of the areas, and then, like, if you kind of, like, go over to your friend and, like, look at the runes on the map, you realize, like, oh, weird, yeah, like, that actually does look like the Cape of such and such or so and so. There's a weird thing there.
Mm-hmm. Maybe I am good at two things.
There you go.
in my life.
Fighting and maps.
Who knew? Who knew?
So. With that, you guys want to know where this map leads, of course. Who would like to roll a D100 for me? And before you do, just let me, because I'm subtracting places we've already been and slightly altering, mildly altering odds real quick. Just 1 second here.
Can I roll it?
If you'd like to roll a D100, you can.
Is that okay?
Do it. Go ahead.
13.
Oh no.
Did you really just roll a 13?
Oh no.
I did roll a 13.
Time to go meet Dracula.
Are
Do
we
you want me to take a
demi-planing of
picture?
Dread?
Do you want me to take a picture and send it to you? I rolled a 13.
No, I believe you. Well,
Are we skipping straight to the last boss?
skip to the last boss time. Skip to the last boss time.
Oh, come on.
Oopsies.
So, as Dr. Holden Thane... Actually, though, you know what? Because you also rolled well on the thing, Dr. Holden Thane will say, we're heading into, he'll say, according to this map, we're heading inland. It's actually, to a forested region, here that I assume is perhaps over, I'm sure this would be a region known to some of you in your, it's not too far from the sea trees, and maybe you know this, or maybe it's part of the castles. It is very far from anywhere you've ever been, Philion, and it's very far from anywhere you've ever been, Jim. But Treason, with your knowledge of maps, retroactively, and the fact that you rolled a 13, holy smokes. Treason.
Maps.
There is something wrong with the map. Though the map made sense to you and you recognize stuff, this region was not on any map you've ever seen. The coastline that this goes to was supposed to be a completely different kind of land.
Okay.
The map seems to have changed.
Maps and slash. That's who I am.
It's interesting. So we're journeying into literally uncharted territory. I've never even seen this.
I've never seen it on a map either.
I'm
very good at obscure cartography.
I'm pulling up on Map app. What's there on Map app?
On Map app. I love Map app.
First up, as you pull up the Map app, it says, would you like to use analog roaming data?
Oh God, no.
Yeah, then you don't know.
Never mind.
You'll never know.
You're just like, oh, that sounds so expensive.
I knew I should have paid for the international plan to use international data.
You really should have.
Oh man.
Oh my gosh.
Well, who knew I was gonna go on a international adventure? That's
these LARPers are serious, man. That really. Yeah.
What's international?
outside of country borders. You know, when the British Navy is after you, they have to stop after a certain time. Otherwise, it'd be invading France.
What's the British Navy? We only have
know.
the Imperial Navy. And we just have isles.
Oh, well, what other empires are there? It's not like there's age
the
of empires out
Imperial.
there. Oh, okay.
Just the Imperial.
The Galactic Imperials?
Yeah, it's just the Imperial.
Ah.
I don't know anything about the international. Just the high seas, mate.
Okay. Huh.
So, Treason, are you saying that this map is leading us somewhere? Should we not follow this map? Because up to this point, it seems like we've been just following maps every time.
I mean, it's a map. Everyone is up. I always follow maps. I think maps are the best way to get to one's... Maps are always a great way to get to one's destination. Not me. Great way to find some treasure. Up to the crew.
Very true. Maps lead to treasure. Universally. Our one main point of agreement.
And naps.
Doctor and Jim, since you both sort of deciphered the goblet, was there beyond a destination, was there any sort of hint of what we were after? Was there any clue to that, or do we just kind of go somewhere and look for another temple?
I think we're probably just looking for another temple, although you're free to analyze our data that we have. And in fact, Jim, if you would like to make an analyze roll, you can analyze the map itself and see if this is leading you to any sort of terrain or anything that is of interest. Filian, I would like for you to also do an analyze, but yours is more on the magical runes themselves.
Sure. Okay. Can you navigate instead?
You can do a navigate. That is not really going to be answering Filian's question as to what happened last time, but you could certainly be drawn towards that. That seems it's what you're better at, so it's probably how you'd answer.
Okay.
A 55, so that's a regular success.
A 55. A regular success.
46, so only regular success.
Regular success.
Even at 81.
I'm gonna do Jim's first because it is sort of less. Maybe Jim starts answering some stuff about, well, if you simply look at, this, as Jim sort of explains kind of the topography of where you're going, best areas to land in based on what the map would say, based on elevations, we'd probably want to land here and then walk a few a few kilomagics this way. As opposed to, like trying to land right here, it might be too steep. Or thousands of magics.
I feel like magics, and in terms of distances, should be spelled like Magick.
Probably.
It just feels better, yes. Like in magics. Mm-hmm. Like there needs to be a harder.
You know what the CS. I get it.
You don't have the C. You need the hard K.
Yeah, or it just ends in an X.
Yeah.
So Jim starts giving you, like, in answer to your saying of like, what's our destination, Jim is giving you what sounds like accurate and smart, and the doctor is like sort of nodding at Jim's insights into navigating this area, best approach vector, best area to land in, all that stuff. But that's not really what you were asking, Filian. So you then begin your own analysis on these things in his hand and in yours. So what was your analyze?
It was a 55. So regular. Success.
Yes, 55. Yeah. Regular success.
Yeah.
With a regular success, from what you saw of the goblet after the fact, from what they showed you, and it's frustrating because now you can't really see the goblet because it was taken. If you recall, it was stolen by one unidentified pirate. Or
by
not
that
pirate.
Rat!
By that guy who, he does have a rat on his face. But this mutton chop gentleman, he managed to get it and then 6 people after you. So you haven't really analyzed it, but from what limited remembrance you have of that really was just more of a, like, you go here. These runes seem to also contain, in addition to distances, they seem to sort of contain some other kinds of instructions. There is some sort of, and I apologize because I really wasn't expecting, it wasn't a 1% chance that you would be going to the place you did, but you did roll a 13, so we're kind of skipping ahead here, which is fine. So I don't have like the full riddle text figured out, but there does appear to be some like clues to what you suspect may be some like magical gates and things. There may be some, like there are parts of information, and maybe once you're in a place, you'll be like, I think the other half of the riddle is on this part of the, So you definitely think that having these locks with you is an important part of finding your way wherever you're going. But it seems this is going to be a more robust locale that you're visiting than the temples have been thus far. There's more preparatory information on these locks.
I may need to spend some time with your lock as well as mine, Jim. I have a feeling that there's maybe some more to unlock here. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I didn't mean to do that.
You guys have 2 locks.
Hackney!
Do you have all the... Do you have all the tools you need on your person, or do you need to go somewhere to really analyze these things?
No. I can study, but I feel like since we are heading into uncharted territory, both literally and figuratively, that we were told that there was a new theme that had emerged. And it would seem that if none of us know of this place, you, Jim, who are the greatest navigator I've ever witnessed, and Dr. Holden Thane, who seems to constantly show me the depths of space magic, is innumerous.
Yep, we're damn good.
And Treason, who has sailed all the seas she can count.
All 7 of them.
Also as high as she can count. Convenient. She has more fingers, but she won't use the last one. She's superstitious.
True. Pirates are very superstitious.
That this must be the place we are going, and I assume that there will be danger there. So if there are clues to what we might understand, I probably should try to unravel that. Sorry, I sort of set the quill down. I didn't mean to.
Kill it.
I mean, how dangerous could it be? We fought a giant gator and an octopus.
And Quill can take down anyone.
I'm just wondering if so how many hells are you familiar with before I start talking?
I know there's 9 of them in D&D.
How many hells are you familiar with?
So, what I'm proposing is if we go to a place like one of these 9 hells, I'm very impressed by that, by the way, it would be filled with things like what we have fought. The whole place. Just, just atrocities all the way down, Well, sorry, Treason.
The hell is just full of birds. I knew it. I look at Quill and I'm like, I knew inside that all birds came from hell.
I don't even know where to start.
Well, I mean, bats are usually out of hell, yes, but
gone by the morning comes.
So I'm just saying this may be more difficult than we've thought. So, if there are any preparations, if you need to if you would like more swords, Treason, if you would like any sort of actual weapon, Jim, perhaps armor of some kind.
I can get more swords.
Yes.
She says, holding 2 swords.
Yes.
It should be like Roronoa Zoro here.
It's so great.
Or at least throwing daggers, maybe. I don't know.
Do I need special, can you magic my swords to be special to fight the birds that we'll be fighting?
I can magic your swords. I don't know if it will make them more effective against the birds.
But with cursory necromancy knowledge, would I know standard birdman weaknesses?
Knowing what it is you think you're going up against, it would be great for you guys to get some silver.
Okay. If we were to get perhaps you a silver sword and a sharpened wooden sword.
Silver,
yes.
On my salary? You expect me to get silver? The best we can get is stainless steel.
No, we can steal it? I mean, my name isn't Steel for nothing.
I mean, also, later. That's later. I don't know if the doctor has access to this, but also,
The doctor could do anything. He's a sex doctor. He can probably just make my sword steel now. Or silver now.
Might be able to. I'd have to. I can't roll on that at the moment. Have to roll on that next time.
I mean, my knowledge of alchemy is limited, but I do have. Well, I haven't really. It's a lot of time. I have so much money, so if we go back to the castle, we could probably just buy whatever we need.
Wait. Hold on. How rich are
you? You have a lot of money.
Yes.
Why do you have so much money? I mean, we could just steal
Hey, don't be rude to Fillion now.
So I'm saying, for the better part of 2 decades, I have been the personal advisor and and soothsayer to the queen.
All right.
Are you Merlin?
No,
No, and never say his name again.
Yeah, that's rude to Fillion here. Come on now.
See, and in points in
That was Amelia. I'm sorry, that was me.
Yeah,
Like,
and
are
then
you Merlin?
in support of what he's saying, just in terms of like bling and finery and fanciness, this is a typical wizard.
Oh.
This is Fillion.
I mean,
It's the difference
Wait
between
a minute.
Gandalf the Grey and Gandalf the White.
I mean, I think it's yeah. I mean, it's the difference.
is that a
between-
designer robe you've got there, Fillion?
I did design it, yes.
Oh,
Oh,
fine
God.
tailor.
But I design most things in my life.
You designed her.
What? No, I don't
Designed
even
her.
know
You're
her.
a designer.
Oh.
You designed her.
Oh, wait. Oh my God, Dan's not here, but in his honor. Designer, I hardly know her.
Okay. All right. Well, I'll say we should accompany Fillion back to his home. Take care.
But let's. I mean, I don't know how much time we have, but I also
We have all
probably
the
could.
time in the world. What's gonna happen? Nothing's gonna
It's also
happen. We can-
possible with enough concentration of magic, I could simply just transport whatever we need from there to here. But that may take some time.
I'll tell you guys what. I don't want to have. There's a thing of like Fillion is saying, let's stock up before we go potentially meet the final boss. A smart move. Something in Fillion's many years of, somebody's as old as he is in his 30s, you'd expect this level of intelligence.
40s. I have lived quite a long time.
Oh my God, you're in your 40s? Wow, you're even older than Mickey Mouse. So, at this point, Fillion is sort of proposing a smart thing. Let's stock up on weapons for fighting a vampire. Dr. Holden Thane will prepare to create a UV gun of some kind, But
those Blade 2, like sun bombs.
A sun bomb. So as you guys sort of prepare for this, great. However, because there's a question of whether or not, obviously, Jim is like, yes, let's go to Fillion's house. Fillion, though, is sort of saying, maybe we should, or maybe that's too much. Treason is just like, if I get a new sword, I'm happy. That's how I'm reading you. I'm going to say I want to let our good doctor potentially weigh in, so perhaps if he's here next week.
Yeah, I sort of agree.
So I think we're going to pause for now and end things
I think
here
that's fair.
with the ship sort of like either is going to go on to the final boss levels or we'll take a diversion to the castle where nothing weird will go on. But I will end with one last little glance as the ship continues on its way and we look down as we look at the bottom of the ship. Where we find three horrible figures hanging on very stealthily and sneakily. One is a familiar rat, familiar in two senses. The other, Mr. Mutt, and the third.
There's a monster on the wing, Doctor.
As they're sort of going, Mr. Mutt's like, I sure hope your plan here is smart. Good thing we have these stealth machines of yours that'll keep us from being detected by this machinery. They'll say, yes, and good thing. Maybe they'll lead us to the next spot. Maybe to a place they'll be strong and worthy to fight. Now, say mean stuff to me to hurt my feelings so I'm in a bad mental headspace. You're being stupid? Hey! Not that. That's too much. That's not okay. God blimey, I don't like the bar. This is on the underside of it, whatever. So, with asses down, because that's how they're hanging, the bad guys.
Wow, that means they're really strong.
Preparing to try to fight you guys. That is where we'll end the episode. We're back next week with this game on the 18th of December, but the week after that is a little seldom celebrated holiday called Christmas Day. So we will not be playing on the 25th.
Oh, weird. Never heard of it.
I know. It's not very popular. It's like, imagine like Prime Day.
Like a...
But like, or imagine, let me rephrase, imagine like the summer Prime Day, but like, I don't know, with trees. So we won't be playing 2 weeks from tonight. And then, as happens every year, a week after that is New Year's Day. Now this guy could play on New Year's Day, but I feel like a lot of people will either be traveling hungover or just busy.
I won't even be in the country,
There
so
you go.
that's
So
enough.
yeah, so we will, I think we're going to have
I'll be hungover.
Yeah, we're gonna have a break from that. Maybe for people who are around, even not just from this game, we'll do some kind of New Year's evening, stream if people want to. But so we're gonna have like a hiatus for this game, but then we will, because I don't think we'll finish next week unless you guys decide you want to do it in 11, and you just say we're not going to castle, we're going straight to the boss, and then we go. I mean, that could happen, but more than likely we'll be having a break and then resuming this in the new year. So, I'm very excited about that. That's going to be a lot of fun. But we'll see you next week for this game. We'll see you on Wednesday for Lost Lore Academia, unless I lose any more players from it, because we're already going to be short because of reasons. But if I have one player, we'll still play because, oh my god.
God, just let it be DJ3. And all with no one around, he can just go to town. He can win big, baby, because he's so money. He's so money.
He can't. It's a sure bet he can't lose. So we will sort of do that on Wednesday. On Friday, we are back with another Blood from a Stone on the Dreadland Express, our new phase of that. It has been very fun so far. Moses is playing a character named Reginald Smuggles. So that's really all you need to know about that.
That's a great name.
Yeah.
Did you mention the holiday special?
I have not. Oh, I have on other days, but I will sort of do so now. Yes,
There's a holiday special?
Then on Sunday, we have our last Here Be Dragons of the year. On Monday, we'll have our last theme party. And then on Tuesday of next week, so a week from tomorrow, the 19th, we will have our Top Flight holiday game. It's a Tuesday, not a Wednesday, because I'm flying on Wednesday. So we're gonna do the finale, kind of the fun thing on that for Tuesday. There's a lot to deal with them. Last week in our Formation Nation finale, we caught a glimpse of the Top Flight team where after they've learned that there's a second hell that they chose not to end before it founded, and now there's two hells that will be at war with each other. They also learned that Wildorado is back and has learned about the alternate timeline where he was part of creating something called the Final, a god of evil and death. And then they've also heard from V that there are 13 Vs who are obsessed with bringing Maisie back into the world. So there's a lot to go. There's a lot going on for Top Flight. But
and most importantly, Beowulf has discovered Chicola.
Yes, Beowulf's discovered Chicola. And honestly, the holiday special, it might just be about that. It might not.
Oh, I would love just a Christmas dinner episode.
Yeah, just a Christmas
where we're
dinner.
all trying to not acknowledge all the stress we're under.
Well, that would be especially rough because KJ is committed to playing Lumen like that she has to destroy Archetype, like that Archetype is the worst thing that's ever happened. So that would not be a pleasant dinner. Archetype is Dan's new character. He's
so
a
a
real
Christmas
dick.
dinner.
Christmas dinner, indeed. So that's some fun stuff.
You try
so
to tamp
please.
it down until it boils up over the surface and someone ends up yelling at someone else over the table.
But since you're superheroes, it will be a fight. So yeah, it'll be great.
Yeah.
So yes, please join us for that on a week from tomorrow, Tuesday. So we have a bunch of games, and then we'll be off for a little while, and then we'll be back. So please, very, very fun for all of that. Go to our Discord to interact with us, our YouTube to watch old episodes, although I know I have not uploaded anything since we've come back to the YouTube. I'm going to start on that, I think, tomorrow or Wednesday. And
to be fair, we've had like three shows. Since
we've had this is the 5th now, so I need to.
Oh, okay.
I'm a little behind. But there's reasons. I'm trying to make it so it isn't. No one cares about that. Go to and then go, of course, to the wiki to see all the cool stuff Sophia's put together there, the way the games interact with each other. If anybody didn't watch Strange Lore last night, you might just want to read the recap of that. People who watch a lot of games on the channel, there was some stuff happened last night. Some appearances occurred.
Awesome.
So check that out. Would anyone like to plug anything or say anything?
Oh, sure. You can come hang out with me on Pierce Likes Things. That is the channel I stream on Monday, Wednesdays, Fridays, and Sundays. Today, before we were playing Spider-Man 2, we're going to play more Spider-Man 2 on Wednesday. It is so good. It's so good. And I know it's like the Venom storyline, but they're doing something original with it, and it's really cool, you know, because Pete doesn't normally have Miles around when the Venom storyline happens. Also, I have the Bodega cat suit where I have a backpack with a cat that wears a Spider-Man mask that's also named Spider-Man. So I had a Spider-Man riding around on a Spider-Man while he was fighting a Spider-Man. So
I love that. That's great.
Yeah, it's a great time. It's super fun. I just cannot get over how good this game is. It's so well written. It's so well acted, and the action sequences are so incredible. So yeah, coming out with that. That's Wednesday, 1:30 p.m.
Really cool game.
I have something to play.
Oh my god,
actually.
yes, please.
Well, like it's something, or just like a fun thing that I'm doing. If you follow me at Dresses and Dragons on Instagram or TikTok, on Saturday I'll be doing a really big photo shoot inspired by Critical Role. So if anybody's a big Critical Role fan, I will be teaming up with an entire group of cosplayers and videographers for the first time, and doing a whole Mighty Nine thing. So if anybody wants to follow along on some Mighty Nine adventures on Saturday with some rad cosplayers,
you'll be
check
doing
out
like
my socials, and I'll be sharing stuff.
You'll be doing stuff like lives, or you'll just be posting stuff all day as it happens?
I'll be posting stuff all day, and then like because of that, we have a full Mighty Nine, so we'll be like I'll be sharing some awesome, great content from that with like legit videographers and stuff like that.
Very cool.
Post that as well, so it'll be what?
Oh, sorry. Finish. I don't want to interrupt you.
Oh, that was it. But I was like really exciting, and I know that this kind of stuff kind of intermingles. So I was like,
it is very exciting. I was just gonna ask if you want to.
So yeah,
if you want to give us a little. Pops. If you want to give us a little preview and tell us which of those unscrupulous assholes you'll be playing. Like,
I will be playing Caleb Widowgas.
Oh, you're Caleb. Very cool.
Yeah, if you want to see a sneak peek at my Caleb cosplay, it is on my Instagram. Actually, it's one of my pinned posts. So it'll be something along those lines.
There's 9 cosplayers.
Yeah, there's gonna be 9. There's 9 of us for the Mighty Nine.
And in general, you should just follow Millie's Instagram because I adore Millie. Like all of Millie's cosplays are excellent. I've said it before. I'll say it again. Millie is my favorite Thor, like of all time now.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
So
that means a lot.
So
I was on Chris Hemsworth's Instagram and everything, so you know that's a nice little plug for myself.
Very cool.
Yeah. From the Love and Thunder premiere. It was pretty rad. But so on Saturday, if anybody wants to follow along with some misadventures of the Mighty Nine cosplayers, it'll be a good time.
Awesome.
Excellent.
Ka, do you want to plug anything or say anything, or
you want to tell us a bit more about your favorite animated character?
Oh, if you want me to plug her. Alrighty.
Well, that was phrasing.
Am I freezing?
I mean, I don't want you to plug anything. You do what you want, man.
Well, I could probably not talk a lot about her because her thing is not in wasn't exported to the West. But last Saturday, they had a whole concert between Idolmaster and Love Live. If anyone knows all of those franchises, really big Japanese music. It's the Ichigen Fest.
I'm gonna ask: is it Idol IDLE or Idol IDOL?
IDOL.
Gotcha.
The Idolmaster.
Okay.
That's so cool.
So yeah.
Very cool.
Because of that, I'll be going to Japan again on a little bit after Christmas to go to Comiket, Winter Comiket.
Wow, that's fun.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Very good. Bring back a bunch of Kit Kats. That's what you've done in the past on your past.
That's what I've done in the past.
Well, that's fun. Well, thank you so much for watching, everybody. Hope you enjoyed this. I suppose I should apologize for some of the discussions I had about Disney characters.
Why start apologizing for stuff now? You can.
I said I should apologize. I'm not apologizing. I'm just saying I should. I'm not.
Also, friends, don't ever ask for a Philip apology because a Philip apology only leads to something worse than what he's apologizing for. Every time. Every time.
So I'm not going to apologize for that. Instead, I'm going to kind of just like further troll Millie, and sort of Millie did not care for my description of the romantic relationships between Mickey, Minnie, Daisy, and Donald, the complicated psychosexual, all this stuff. She didn't really care for that, even though she wants to read the book about it. But
I wanted to read a book about one character.
Just Donald? You just want a Donald sexcapade book? It's just about Donald? Oh my god, is it Donald in the Navy? Oh no! Is it Donald from when he's in the Navy, just like fucking his way through the Magic Kingdom? That's what you want? Oh no! Well,
I don't know how to even respond to that.
And so
funny.
in that case, I'm gonna further troll Millie and say that when Donald's done hooking up with random people, he'll often, sort of smoke a because Millie hates when I do this. So on that note, he'll sort of smoke a thing. I've been trying, like, no joke, for many years before the stream even started. I will have phases. I want to do a Donald Duck voice. I can't do the, like, kind of voice. It's very hard.
I used to be able to do one when I was younger.
So I'd really like to learn to do it, because I really would love to like say very inappropriate things in a Donald Duck voice, just for Millie's benefit, and then have Mickey be like, "Gee, Donald, maybe Daisy deserves better than you stepping out on her all the time. I don't know. She's a good girl. You don't need to. I mean, maybe just respect her a little bit." Yeah, that's kind of the vibe. So anyway,
I would love for you to learn to do a Donald Duck voice, just so the commoner's voice could suddenly become a Donald Duck voice. It'd be incredible.
Oh.
I can't. Yeah, I gotta practice. All right, fine. Well, thanks everyone.
Yeah, thank you, and we're sorry.
I'm not. Until next time.
I'm sorry. Pierce is sorry.
Yeah, well, you should be the most sorry, because you're the one who started it up again. It had ended, and you brought it back.
I was relating it to the game.
That's
y'all
fair.
are getting canceled.
Actually, you were relating it to the absent Kevin. That's a great point. Well, thank you all so much. This was delightful. Until next time, keep the theme party going. Do 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 do.